So really quickly, before I go too much further, I would like to just talk a little bit about the structure of a neuron. So neuron is a cell that makes up a lot of the important functionality of the brain. There are also glial cells, glia, we can call them, and these sort of support the function and the structure of the brain. But right now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the neuron, so we can just have some things kind of clear. So a neuron has a soma, just like a cell body kind of. It's got a nucleus, and basically all the important life-sustaining stuff is going to be here. This soma will have an axon that carries information and signals away from the soma, and it will have dendrites. So dendrites come from the Greek word dendron, which means tree. And so they look sort of tree-like, and these will take signals from other cells usually and bring them to the cell body. Now you can actually have an axon sort of having contact with another axon, but for now we'll just have this simplified view of things. So just be aware that there will be a little bit more complexity later. So the cell body here, the soma, so soma is just Greek for body, and the plural, by the way, is somata, or somata, I guess we would say more in English. So the cell body creates all of essentially the machinery, and it will have to ship it down all the way over here to the end of the axon, because the axon actually uses quite a bit of energy. So it will ship proteins, and it'll send its ATP that it generates down here to do all the sort of heavy lifting that this tip of the axon will have to do. But all of the essential stuff will be done in the soma, including synthesis of proteins. There are no ribosomes down here. This also includes storing the DNA, obviously, because you need that for the synthesis of proteins. But there will be mitochondria down here. That's one thing that's important. You will have mitochondria down here, but ATP is consumed in the middle, so ATP still needs to come from the cell body to be used down here in the axon. So if you keep that in mind, dendrites, axons, cell body, and also another thing to remember, this is the axon hillock, sort of this area where it narrows down into the axon. That'll be helpful. Also keep in mind another thing here, dendrites and axons, these are both neurites. So they're both types of neurites. And so sometimes you'll hear the term neurite as well.